Good evening, parents. Welcome to the 2019-2020 school year. My name is Grant Christensen. I'm your child's 6th grade or 7th grade English language arts teacher. I'm going to combine these presentations to help everybody out who was unable to make it tonight. I know you guys all have busy schedules, but you want to be active in your child's schooling, so I thought I'd share this with you. There are some similarities between all of my classes, but there are some slight differences, which I'll make sure to point out. My contact information is the screen. Feel free to if you have any questions, feel free to call or email me. Email is going to be the best. This is my 16th year in the school district. I've got a couple degrees locally here from UCM, Central Missouri State, and then also from University of St. Thomas in St. Paul, Minnesota. I've got a 7th grader myself over at Delta Woods, and I do have a 3rd grader at Chapel Lakes, and that's my wife. She and I have been married for almost 15 years now. In my email a couple weeks ago, I talked about the parent portal as a great way to stay on top of your child's grades, and I highly encourage you to use the parent portal. I failed to mention the PowerSchool app, and if you have a smartphone, download the PowerSchool app to your phone so that way you can receive notifications about any changes in grades, attendance, so on and so forth. If for some reason you ever have a question for a teacher, not just me, but any teacher, I highly encourage you to include your child's first and last name and the hour that they're in and the specific name of the assignment, so that way then it helps us on our end understand specifically like who you're talking about, because we have multiple classes with students of the same name or email. It's becoming more common where the name of last name on the email doesn't match up with the last name of the child. So just help us out there, okay? You can set up automated progress reports through the Parent Portal app. You can get those daily, weekly, however often you want to. If you ever have any questions, though, don't respond directly to that email because it goes to another email account. Reply to or send it something directly to the teacher. That way, then he or she can help you out. ELA, our focus is becoming better readers and writers. We're going to do that by using the active reading strategies and 6 traits of writing. Those are things that we've been using. Approaches to ELA that we've used in our district for quite a while, and then most of us are very familiar with the MAP test that we're going to take in the spring to kind of assess where everybody's at. Talking about grammar and punctuation a little bit this year. Not necessarily concerned about memorizing every single rule, but I do want them to be able to use grammar and punctuation appropriately and communicate effectively using the 6 traits of writing. We will focus on narrative and expository writing. Expository is writing that informs. 6th grade will get an introduction to argumentative writing, and 7th graders will spend more time with argumentative writing, more than 6th grade, excuse me. We are going to read some fiction, some nonfiction, poetry, drama, all kinds of stuff throughout the year. I highly encourage outside of school reading. I'm a huge proponent of reading for pleasure and the benefits for students. Grades in all ELA classes throughout the district are weighted. That means they have 2 categories, process and product, and 50% will come from each of those categories. If the math doesn't add up and you have a question about your child's grades, the chances are it's because of the category weighting. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me and I'll explain it better for you. The biggest question that most of you probably have is how much homework will my child have? Very rarely will I ever just give a worksheet or something like that or have work that's 100% done outside of school. Everybody's busy. Everyone's got busy lives. The last thing I need your children doing or you guys doing is toiling away over a common worksheet or whatever. But all assignments will usually be started in class, and if they don't finish it, they don't use their time well, we run out of time, then it will become homework. If there's no homework, your students should write no homework in their planner. I know that's probably the most important thing for parents to know what is homework and what is not. Every day I have my agenda on the board. I remind students to write in their planner, and it should say no homework pretty much every day unless there's something specific. So pay attention to the planner. That will really help all of you out. The one exception to the no homework rule would be the honors class. There are going to be some times when I'll assign something and there will be no class time given to that assignment because it's an honors class and we do move at a different pace. In 7th grade, we'll read The Outsiders. I do use Office 365 and other technologies as well a lot, and I realize technology doesn't always cooperate 100% of the time. And I'm a slide ahead here. So 6th grade, we'll read Number the Stars. There we go. Let's talk about the late work policy and what I was saying about technology. If for some reason you're unable to access Teams or Office 365 or whatever the technology may be, handwrite the assignment. Okay, if you can't print it off, and very rarely do I do much printing anymore, email me the document, share it with me. I would much rather have a finished product in handwritten form as opposed to having an electronic copy late. Okay, so if there's any technology issues, handwrite the assignment. For 6th grade regular ELA and 7th grade ELA, if your child does have a late assignment, it's automatically 50% off. That can be handed in during the unit of study. Sometimes that might be a week, sometimes that might be 2 or 3 weeks, but they do have some time to get it completed. And I highly encourage them to turn it in because 50% is better than 0%. For honors, it's a little different. They will have 2 late work coupons per semester. They do have 1 day to turn in the assignment with a coupon at full points. After that, it will not be accepted for points. It will receive a 0. That's the policy for all honors classes, 6th grade, or excuse me, all ELA honors classes throughout the district. So I highly encourage my honors kids to stay on top of their work. Okay, and all this stuff was in the syllabus that everyone should have received by now. Extra credit is not a grade saver. So your child should not rely on extra credit or hope at the end of semester that extra credit will bump them from a C to a B or A or whatever. At most, it will move their grade 3 percentage points, and those will be writing. Those extra credit opportunities will be writing contests and things like that. I will send you emails when we get those, and we'll get them periodically throughout the year. For instance, there's one from the VFW right now as well. Feel free to reach me via phone or email. Email is usually the best. I'm available before or after school if your child ever needs any extra help or doesn't understand an assignment. I encourage you to email me or set up an appointment ahead of time. Wednesdays are no good usually because we have meetings on Wednesdays, but as long as I get a little bit of advance notice, I'm usually available most other days. And that's it. Sorry you weren't able to make it to our curriculum night this evening, but I look forward to working with each and every one of you throughout the school year, and feel free to contact me should you ever have any questions. Thanks, folks. Looking forward to a great year.